Yo, what's going on, everyone who's hopefully watching this video? KO Plays here. Sorry that the initial video doesn't have audio, but at the time I was kind of lazy and I had a lot of stuff to do, so I couldn't add in the audio. So to make up for that, here I am doing a short story, doing something that I just thought of, and that's story time with KO, with yours truly, me, KO. So here we go, boys. So, yo, what's good, everyone watching? Or at least everyone I hope that's watching. KO Plays here. And we're just going to be going over some stories, I guess. Mainly from my childhood, because there is not a lot of eventful stuff going on right now. Besides that event that's actually going down in, like, tomorrow. But you guys aren't getting that video for quite a while. So here we go anyway. But like, my serious question for any and everyone watching this video is, when you like when you guys first ever saw like your first animation, and I'm not talking about no Mickey Mouse, I'm not talking about SpongeBob, I'm not talking about any of that cringe nonsense. I'm talking about like proper animations, and I'm not talking about anime either for you weebs. Now I'm talking about like fan made animations for different things. Like it's, like you understand, like my first introduction to any form of fan animation was like Saddest Dream SMP. If you don't know who they are, please check them out. Please check them out. They're a really good YouTuber. I love like all their animations. But the thing is, like, their animation is what got me into watching the Dream SMP, more specifically techno, because you see, don't flame me in the comments for this, but like, I based all of the people on the SMP. I based their personalities off how their characters were. So I'm here thinking, oh, I don't like these guys. These guys are weird. But techno's like really, really cool. So I'm here like the only person on the Dream SMP I actually watched was mainly techno and like one or two Tommy Innit streams, and then I got tired. And then like the thing is too, when I first learned of the Dream SMP and everything from those science animations, I was like, ooh, I want to be in one of those. And that's when my 5-year old mind had a genius idea. It was like, ah, so the Dream SMP is a server for famous YouTubers. If I become a famous YouTuber, then I get to meet people on the Dream SMP. And if I meet people on the Dream SMP, I get to meet my heroes. And I'm like, oh, this plan is flawless. Absolutely nothing can go wrong with it. No, if anyone didn't understand that, this is foreshadowing. Yep. I'm here thinking, oh, absolutely nothing can go wrong with this plan until I actually started going through with it. So you see, the plan was simple. It was like a 3-step plan, and I barely remember step 2 and 3. All I remember is that like step 1 was to make a YouTube channel and become famous. But the thing is, like, that was easier said than done, mainly because I sounded like a gerbil that swallowed helium, which let me tell you now, that does not get you a lot of traction, and I can tell you from experience. But the thing is, though, I was not the dumbest child by any means. Like, I actually did a little bit of research into the whole YouTube shebang. Like, I was serious about getting onto the Dream SMP. So I was determined to do it. I was like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, no matter how many late nights I have to stay up editing, trying to get onto this SMP, no matter how many times I have to stream. Note, I didn't actually know live streaming existed back then. Like, no matter how many times I had to do any of this stuff, I was determined to get onto that SMP and meet all of those guys. Like Wilbur, Tommy, Tubbo, Techno, right? May he rest in peace, King. Like I wanted to meet every last one of them. Man, even Skeppy. Now the thing is though, like when I actually started the channel, I started doing research trying to figure out, all right, what games do I like that are like absolutely exploding at the moment? Because I started off that channel on like a game called Free Fire. If you guys don't know what it was like a cheap rip-off Fortnite for those who didn't have like PCs or Xboxes. Mainly because this channel was primarily made on my phone because that was the only device I had at the time, considering I was but a wee lad. That and I didn't know like any other device besides phones and tablets existed, so I couldn't be bothered to ask Santa, who I still believed in at the time, to get me any of those. So the thing is, like, yeah. So I started off my channel with Free Fire, and I'm looking at these videos because in my head at that time I was like, all right, if I just make a video and upload it, then boom, it should go viral, and then I become famous. And in my innocent defense, I was partially right. That's kind of how YouTube works. It's usually just it's a stroke of luck and a bit of RNGesus that the content you make will actually be noticed, and people are gonna be like, oh, this guy's pretty funny. I want to watch him. All right, let's go. But the thing is, like back then and to this day, I was absolute hot garbage at commentary. So it was legit just me sitting in silence mainly, like just recording. Worst part is like the recording app I was using at the time didn't even record my voice unless it was like some random other game because Free Fire just it would never record my voice. I also made like 3 or 4 Minecraft videos on that old YouTube channel. But the thing is, like the Minecraft videos were pretty crappy, mainly because I genuinely didn't have the best idea of how YouTube worked. So I was just like, ah yeah. So I'm gonna do my best impression here, so don't laugh at me too much. It was like, ah yeah, I want to shout out Dan TDM, popular MMOs, and a lot of these other guys, and I was just like, now that I look back at that video and I'm just like, well, what the hell was I thinking? Why? I don't even know why I was doing it. Like, in my head at the time, I was just like, if I give them a shout out in my video, then they might notice me and then I might become famous. Don't blame me. I was a really innocent child. So like I made like what 5 Minecraft videos. I also made like a horrible attempt at a speed run. Whereas by this, it wasn't even like a speed run to beat the game. It was a speed run to find a diamond block. Because that's how I thought speed runs worked at the time. I was just like, oh, you have to set an objective of what you want, of like what you want to do in that specific period of time. And it was just like, all right, ah, my voice. It's like, yeah, my knee. You have to set like an objective of what you want to do in that specific period of time, and like in that specific period of time you have to do that objective. So in my head it was just like, oh, that seems easy enough. So I'm thinking like my view of it was really warped because I was watching a lot of different YouTubers do a lot of different things. So I'm like mixing, so I'm kind of like splicing some stuff together. Like I spliced a manhunt, and like I mixed together manhunt and speed runs. Like at the time, I was really into dreams. I was just like manhunt and speed runs, but I physically could not beat the game in under like under like what a month because I'll be sat on my phone for like 3 hours just mining away in the mines, working all day, mining the coals. Like basically I was working like children from I was working like children from the 1800s, I believe, before before children were allowed to actually not have jobs. But that's like the thing is, I'm here thinking, all right, I have to become as stacked as possible, and all my older cousins who I mainly lived with at the time, because I don't know, they kind of just showed up at my house one day and were like, oh yeah, I live here now. So I was like, oh, I don't know, and just kind of, and I guess just kind of went with it. And it was like my cousins always just dragged me around. Like they did a lot of the heavy lifting back then in terms of like our video games, and they introduced me to Minecraft at the time. So it's just like, oh, this is pretty boring. All you do is build and kill. Like the only part I really liked about Minecraft was the killing part. But besides that, it was like, no offense, no offense to to a lot of Minecraft players and even myself, but I thought it was just like absolute hot garbage because I couldn't kill anyone, mainly because I wasn't good enough at the game at the time. One, and two, if I killed any of my cousins, I'd get punched in the face and they'd rearrange my teeth. So, and I really did not want to test that. So it was mainly just me mooching off them at the time, mainly because they did all the mining. So it's just like, I'll just be sat there at first if I'm like one of the first three people to get onto like a random Minecraft world we'd make. I'd hop on and be like, all right, I have to get iron, but then everyone else gets on, and they have like so much better stuff than me. So I'm here thinking, oh yeah, we're blood related. I don't have to do any work. I just have to ask them for stuff, which is actually where a lot of, which is actually why like my one of my Minecraft videos, which was beating the Wither, was relatively crappy because I'm there like, oh yeah, I don't have to go get anything. I can just ask my cousins to give me stuff. Newsflash, they did not. I like the only thing they really gave me was a notch apple, mainly mainly because all of us were very bad at Minecraft at the time. That, and I was pretty sure that we would all die fighting the Wither. No, this isn't even like the Java edition Wither that can and will destroy any and everything in its path. No, this was the Bedrock Wither that can't even break through cobblestone. That's how you know we were absolutely hot garbage. We needed enchanted golden apples to try and fight that thing. And the worst part is, I had like gold armor. I had like half gold armor, half iron armor, and my cousins had way better stuff than me because they had like enchanted crap. And I was like, oh no, wait, like they told me we were going into the fight, and I was like, oh wait, I had to prepare for that right now. And I was like, oh yeah, wait, let me get my recording stuff because like content is content, and I still wanted to get into the Dream SMP at that point. That or it was mainly because I wanted to try and get money, one of the two. Like, but the thing is, I was still trying to do something. Like, my commentary was, I think, like slightly better back then, mainly because like I was a lot more energetic, and I wasn't socially awkward when it came to talking to people. So it's just like, yeah, I can talk to an invisible audience, but now it's just like, there's no one here. This conversation isn't meaningful. I want to go home. Yeah, but as I was saying though, like my commentary was pretty mid back then, mainly because my voice was still sounded like a chipmunk on helium. Yeah, but still, like I was trying to be all cool in the video. Like I'm here checking out my crafting recipes, showing you guys around my absolutely garbage attempt at a treehouse built in a birch house made out of birch, oak, and nether wood, mainly because they're just like, oh, like I said before, why should I do work when my cousins can just do it all for me? They're just like, oh, I don't need to do nothing. Until I actually realized, wait, they're not gonna give me stuff because I kept asking. It's like, yeah, yo, can I get some stuff? And they're like, no, go get it yourself. And I'm like, how dare you talk down to your king? If any of them find this YouTube channel, don't tell them I said that. Yeah. But at the time, I was just like, how dare you deny me access to things? Like, I am the youngest. I am adorable. Yeah, but like the only thing is, they were a little bit more prepared for the wither fight we were doing at the time than I was, mainly because they actually had full iron armor that was enchanted, and I was there thinking, oh, we needed full iron, but like I only have gold because I didn't expect the wither fight to happen so soon. That and like I said, I hoped they were gonna give me stuff. So all I had was like a diamond. All I had to my name was a diamond sword, some iron stuff, and then we just decided to go box with the wither. I already had like an enchanted golden apple that my cousin gave me before, because mainly we used creative to get a lot of the stuff because we were just bad at the game. Like one of my oldest cousins had a really cool house back then, but I refuse to tell you guys the name of that channel because that is just embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to go back and think about it. And Lobro, I know you're watching this video. Don't you dare comment the name of this channel. I got my eyes on you, buddy.